Generation STEM is brought to you thanks to the help from the National Science Foundation and its collaborative association with the Center for Games and Impact, VEME, Eline Media, Haku, and Arizona State University.
On this episode of Generation STEM, if you can't breathe well, you won't be able to sleep well. An ear, nose, and throat doctor tells us how he has helped people with their breathing problems. We visit a dentist who has brought the joy of a beautiful smile back to many of his patients. A dental hygienist who loves working with people tells us about her responsibility as being the first person in her office to evaluate a patient. Her child was her inspiration to become a physical therapist, and today there are a lot of patients who have benefited from her therapies and her love to help others. Welcome to Generation STEM. Hello, I'm Gabriel Salgado, and I'm with you again for another episode of Generation STEM, a series that helps us understand the world of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM. We're starting our program with medicine. This is one of the sciences that is more familiar to us since we have all visited the doctor at least once. Today we have the story of Oscar Tamez, an ear, nose, and throat doctor who has helped many patients with all kinds of problems. Let's see his story and what he has to say.
Hi, Miss Brizuela. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Pleasure to see you. Very well. My name is Oscar Tamez. I'm a doctor. I'm a surgeon. I'm specializing in otorhinolaryngology. You can also say I'm an ear, nose, and throat surgeon. I perform the surgeries in my practice. We do surgery on deviated septum, thyroid, as well as neck and throat cancer. On this patient who suffers from headaches and migraines, also lightheadedness and nausea. It's due to not breathing correctly from his nose and a lack of good sleep. The nose is connected with the ears, so everything is connected. What's affected here, it affects the entire body. In high school, I took only advanced courses. And in college, I would spend my summers in a program that's offered for students interested in science. That year changed my life. I saw how surgeons, doctors worked every day, and they were driven by a passion to help people. That is the reason I'm here today, because this is my passion, to help people.
Thank you for taking a look at it, and thank you for the explanation.
Thank you. I was very impressed. I returned to Texas A&M saying, I want to be a doctor. So I studied biology with a minor in chemistry. I graduated from the Texas A&M University in College Station. Then I was accepted to the University of Texas at Galveston for medical school. And from there, I moved to San Antonio to do my residency in otorhinolaryngology. While I was in medical school, I didn't know what type of doctor I wanted to be. A surgeon or a general physician. They operated on my ear one day, and that's when I found out about otorhinolaryngology. And that's how I chose that specialization. I had many scholarships. I applied to everything. I applied to scholarships for Texas A&M, and I applied to the Catholic Church, and I got that. I applied to the local Rotary Club in Denver Harbor, and we can nibble away at polyps and open up. There are many opportunities. You just need to, you have to knock on those doors. We have been in Round Rock since 2002, but nothing would have been possible without my wife. Her and I were the only ones in the beginning.
Good morning, the House Ear, Nose and Throat. This is Joanne. How may I help you?
She was the receptionist, the nurse. She was everything. We began with nothing, and now we have our own building. We have a house, our beautiful daughters. We're very happy. We took out her tonsils, adenoids, and she's doing great now.
I'm very involved in my daughter's education. As parents, we need to be ready to help them with their homework and any kind of projects they may have.
Our 4-year-old is the first in the family to say, I want to be a doctor like my dad. What I want is for them to be happy and to take advantage of the opportunities they have. I am more worried about your lack of sleep. The world is made up of math and science. It's incredible. And if you study it, it will never be in vain. You will use it in life, whether you become a politician, a professor, an engineer, a plumber, a chef. It's used for everything. So nothing is in vain.
Oscar never gave up studying and learning. This led him to reach the top of his career. He dreams that one of his daughters also studies medicine, but he knows that even if they didn't, he will support them to be successful in any field they choose. And talking about support, I invite you to visit our website where you will find lots of information about choosing a STEM career, how to get ready for go to college, and a lot more. When we return, we'll meet a dentist who never stops studying and is working hard to achieve his goal. Another branch of medicine that is very familiar to us and that for some may be a synonym of fear is dentistry. Dentistry is closely linked to biology, technology, chemistry, and mathematics. Our next story is about Osvaldo Bernstein, an Argentinian dentist who, like many in our country, came to the US when he was a child. He had to work very hard to achieve his goal, and he never gave up, even during difficult times. His story is very encouraging. Let's see it.
Hello, my name is Osvaldo Bernstein. I was born in Buenos Aires. We immigrated to this country when I was 7 years old. It wasn't easy. The story of an immigrant, it's not a story that's well known. It's not an easy journey. The culture, it's different and it's difficult and the language is different, but we followed our dreams to be successful in this country as a family. So I went to school. Nothing that's worth anything in this world comes easily. And it's very important at some point when one is young to spend some time and think about where they want to be in the future. In college, I got into science. I got good grades, and I had a lot of interest in science. Biology, chemistry, physics, but I also had a lot of interest in art. I like to work with my hands, and I like making sculptures, and I found a career that combined these topics. And one of the careers I thought was most logical to go into was dentistry and orthodontics. So then my next step was to go out into the world and to visit dentists at their offices and observe what their dental routine was like and the treatments that they'd conducted. And I was fascinated. So from then on, I had to enroll in dental school, which wasn't easy. I always worked full-time. I worked when I was in college. I was able to be efficient with my studies and work at the same time.
Hey, Michael. How you doing? Good to see you. It's been a while. Come on in.
One of the things that one has to consider is that as a dentist is a doctor of the mouth, and the patients that we see, they feel pain and they have dental problems. Let me get a mirror. I'm going to put some gloves on. There are levels of higher satisfaction in our profession, one of which is changing the life of the patient. And the way we change a person's life is when we fix the smiles of individuals who are extremely ashamed of their smiles. They're always hiding who they are, their smile. And that's why they are not happy. So then when we change the patient's smile, we change their life. And that gives me great professional satisfaction. When a patient comes to my practice and they speak Spanish, they immediately see that I speak their language, and they feel like they're home and they can be comfortable. And I also feel the same way. It's my native language. There's an immediate trust, and it helps them to relax. The desire to work in any field of medicine, it's not about any natural talent that we think we have. It's perseverance. We have to work hard, and there are sacrifices one has to make, so you can stay focused on the goals, and always have those goals in mind, If you have any questions, don't hesitate in calling me, okay? As a dentist, I am very happy. It's a magnificent career, and I suggest and I recommend it because as a dentist, I am the owner of my own little business. The careers in medicine, including doctors and dentists and engineers and scientists, they're careers with a lot of benefits. Not just financial benefits alone, but also benefits where you can achieve careers where you can find a huge amount of personal satisfaction. I wanted to discuss with you, Michael. In thinking of my past, I wouldn't change anything. In the decisions that I've made about my careers, my studies, I think that they were very positive. I was also able to find a personal and professional balance that made me happy. Yes, there's a lot of work and it takes years, but the compensation is gigantic.
Osvaldo is very proud of his career. He has helped a lot of people smile and feel confident again. As we have said before, having a clear objective and the discipline to achieve it are the keys to having a successful and very rewarding career. When we return, a dental hygienist tells us how she helps her patient lose the fear of the dentist. Making a good salary doesn't necessarily mean you have achieved a lot of success or that you have fulfilled your goal in life. On our next segment, we'll meet someone who has succeeded in her career and has fulfilled her life with her profession. Esmond Feliciano is a Honduran woman who arrived to the United States 16 years ago, and now she is working as a dental hygienist. Esmond talks about the responsibility of her work and the satisfaction she gets from helping others.
My name is Esmond Feliciano, and I work as a dental hygienist. I came to this country 16 years ago. I came from Honduras. And I always knew that I loved medicine, especially dentistry. I'm the first one in my family to go study at a university. An academic advisor at the college where I was studying English told me about various programs for dentistry. So that's how I began looking into some schools where they were offering courses and these programs. And I began to do some research of my own. And that's how I decided to become a dental hygienist. The program that I was studying, that program was a very small one. So in order to get accepted, you had to have good grades. There's a lot of competition. And once I was in the program, it was very intense. The job requires a lot of teamwork, and I depend on the assistants as well as the receptionists at the front desk. Usually I'm the first one to see the patient, so that means I have a role that's very important because many times the patient is a bit nervous when they visit the dentist. So I have to make sure that they feel comfortable. And aside from that, it is important that I always make sure that I'm careful and pay very close attention to the problems they may have inside of their mouths, concerns they have, any questions. All those things are my responsibility to report to the doctor. And have you noticed a difference?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, let's take a look at your teeth. The orthodontist relies on my work because usually I'm with the patient from 45 minutes to an hour. And based on that, They come to examine the patient for about 15 to 20 minutes, so they trust that I'm doing my job correctly. Basically, I'm looking out for potential problems that the patient may have. That way, when the patient comes in to know what's wrong, where the problem comes from and why, we can determine such things much more quickly and come up with a treatment and be much more efficient. So the majority of problems that we see here at my office are problems with things like inflammation of the gums, things that can easily be avoided with proper dental hygiene. And that is where my job is very important, because not only am I providing the patient during the hour that they're here with dental hygiene, but I'm also educating them. It's very important to give the patient useful information about how they can improve their dental hygiene on their own. Does it hurt?
No? Not at all.
Okay. Okay, remember, just keep up the good work you've been doing and be sure to keep on. I'm very satisfied with my career as a dental hygienist. It has truly been one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life. This career path has given me a daily opportunity to positively influence every single patient that comes through my clinic for treatment. It has also given me the flexibility to be able to balance my professional life and my personal life. I've never had to choose one over the other. I think that if you believe that dental hygiene is an important part of your health, if you have that passion to help out other people, if you're looking for a career that's very flexible and a career that's very well paid and that is very stable, as well as for an opportunity to continue growing, developing your skill set and studying, then I think this career is definitely for you.
Inside the STEM careers, there is room for everyone. As a hygienist, Esmond shares with dentists the responsibility for all patients to be satisfied with her dental service, and she is an important member of the STEM family. Do not forget to visit our website to find more information about this and other STEM careers. When we return, her hands are the tools to help and to free others from pain. Anatomy and physics are two key subjects in the world of physical therapy. This is a branch of health science that also deals with healing and helping others. Silvia Marquez got her inspiration from her son who has special needs. Many of Silvia's patients are able to walk again or to recover the elasticity of their muscles after a traumatic event. Thanks to specialists like Silvia, many people are back on their feet to their regular lives. Let's hear it in her own words.
Are there any patients for me?
Yes, Miss Catherine Calderon is waiting for you in there. Okay,
thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Silvia Marquez. I come from a poor family. My mom worked at a marketplace. My dad was he worked in construction. When we were little, we also had to work at the marketplace, selling and studying. My mom would pay for our schooling because my dad wasn't really around. On top of that, she taught us the value of hard work. I had to come over here on my own. I had very different ideas than what my mom had in mind. In my country, which is El Salvador, I only had 1 year left to finish my degree in accounting. I worked for a cosmetics company. The school that my son was in, he was in need of therapy. That's when I started. They offered me the opportunity to work with them as a teacher's assistant. Physical therapists used to come in to help the students with special needs, and I really liked what they did. I really didn't know a lot of English, and ever since I went to school, that's what really started to help me a lot with my English. I didn't know my son could be my inspiration, and I'm so thankful to him for leading me here. Now that I'm working as a physical therapist, I get to help people that are disabled. I help elderly people. I was inspired to do physical therapy because of my son, who's special to me. Good morning, Maria. How are you?
Good morning. Hello, how are you?
Great, thank you. And
great,
you?
Great.
It's something very different, but it's great.
Oh, well.
So what did you say was hurting you?
Oh, okay. It's right here in my back where I feel the pain.
The relationship that I have with my patients, it's beautiful. At 7:45 a.m., I already have to be at work because my patients are already waiting for me. Put your hands on your back. The patients really start to love you. They are nice to you, they show you love. They give me just as much love as I give to them. You're gonna be so relaxed after this. I really can't explain how this makes me feel. I don't know. It's because I really love this. Everyone has their own different way of seeing it. But for me, this is what fascinates me. To all those students out there who haven't figured out what career they want, physical therapy is the career that's satisfying. There aren't many physical therapists, and there's a big demand for physical therapists. This is going to help your neck. You do need to know a little bit of everything. About mathematics, you need to know about the human body, about the nervous system, about tendons. Even though we don't know much about the human body, you end up learning about everything that you can do with the body. It's also going to help your waist. It's what's going to help with everything else. This can be done, definitely. It doesn't matter how old you are. A young person can do it. They have more time to do it. A person that's a little older is also able to do it, because I'm also an older person too, and I was able to do it. With a lot of effort, with energy and willingness, you can do whatever you want. My economic life has gotten better and will keep getting better, and I will keep learning about physical therapy until I finish my postgrad. This machine gives patients shocks, and it helps to relax their muscles. And depending on the patient and how much what voltage they want, that's what you input. Here it is. This is the timer.
Thank you for everything, really, for all the information you've given me.
When a patient tells me, you know what, Sylvia, I can walk better. Look, I can move better. And my feet don't hurt that much anymore, or my shoulder doesn't hurt anymore, or I can lift my arm now. That's what makes me really happy. I feel so happy because this right here, this is an effort that I'm making to make other people's lives better. It's what brings me happiness. That's what I feel when they say that to me. I feel great happiness.
Another element that cannot be overlooked in careers like this is the natural satisfaction that helping others brings. After a patient has recovered, Sylvia knows she has done her job and she enjoys the feeling she gets from seeing her patients get back to their normal lives. Do not forget to visit our website for more information about STEM careers, universities, and financial aid. Well, this is the end of another episode of Generation STEM. See you next time!